Hi everyone, welcome to your Modern Maven Tarot Collective Tarot for the new moon in Aquarius on January 29th, 2025. This is the first new moon of 2025. I hope you are all doing well. A lot of energy out there that is all over the place, anxious, scared, empowered, disempowered. I mean, it's everywhere. So wherever you're feeling, I'm just giving a big warm hug. The cards that came while I was clarifying were very profound, very, very important. So please do listen to that. I do have a timestamp for the collective tarot if you want to jump ahead, but I do feel like the cards that came out while I was clarifying are super important. Wouldn't be surprised if we see them more during the collective reading. And then also after the collective reading, you will have your sign by sign pull as well, okay? And thank you for joining me. If you aren't a subscriber, please do subscribe to Modern Maven Media. Also, there is a change in the name. If you might have noticed, it's Modern Maven Media now, because I will be also incorporating the rest of my esoteric media. I was Gemini rising moon, stretching myself all over the place, right? And so I had to focus it all in one spot. So you'll start to see some musical videos pop up and some other esoteric energy of combining music with storytelling, okay? So just stay tuned for that. And again, thank you for all my subscribers. Please do hit that like button too. That really does help. And commenting as well. So let me know how you're feeling. Let me know where you're at. But what came through while I was clarifying, let's get to that, and then we'll get to the new moon energy that the astrology says from astrology.com. But first, what came through that's really important was the devil. And the most important part of that, Capricorn energy, again, we know about the end of Pluto and Capricorn and all of that showing the shadow energy, right? We're still in that. And the biggest thing with the shadow energy with Capricorn, the positive thing that sometimes people forget is how you are able to recognize the nature of appearances, especially when you do that shadow work yourself, right? You have more empathy and understanding for people's projections, okay? When you work on your own shadow work, all right? And so if you are feeling anxious, if you're feeling that fear, pick up a shadow work journal, do that shadow work, watch a shadow work video on YouTube, whatever you need to do. But that message came through with Moth, which also connected to mystery, concealment, and illusion. Now, these two energies, the shadow plays tricks on you. Remember, the collective shadow plays tricks on you. What this is telling me in the collective is that there's still a lot of mystery, a lot of hidden truths, a lot of illusion going on, because fear is how your shadow thinks it's keeping you safe, and the collective fear is its way of keeping, quote, control, right? Okay, and even your shadow, it thinks having control over you is somehow in your best interest. It's not, right? And so this is just something that we really need to recognize. Another thing that came through, transportation. Again, Nine of Swords also came through, the feelings of doubt, fear, fearing the unknown. Which way is it going to go? That's Mars and Gemini. And so we're all over the place in trying to figure out how we're supposed to assert ourselves in this new age, in the dawn of this new age right now, especially with the shadow energy that is consuming a lot of that Aquarian air energy, air communication. Okay. And so please keep that in mind. But with that, like this feeling like, do I need to leave? Do I need to stay? People being forced to leave, you know, all this energy of transportation and what that means. Tune into yourself, get out into nature when you can, breathe some fresh air, okay? And another thing, victim archetype. This was super important because there's a light and a shadow to the victim archetype. And we're seeing both the light and the shadow right now, okay? And so how can you see the ways that you can show your shadow that you can rise up to whatever challenge you need to rise up to, okay? See is how all of this is pushing us all. And sometimes growth is not the most benevolent, I guess I would say. Sometimes growth, like it's with weight training, you know, like sometimes it's going to hurt when you first start and then you feel better the more you go, okay? Another important thing, who are you beneath the illusion of ego? Going back to illusion, we're seeing a lot of illusions, right? And we're seeing the emphasis on persuasion, media literacy, how our thoughts, our communication, our beliefs, how much that's affected by the amount of time we are engulfed in that air communication, social media, okay? And the other wonderful thing that came through was Spirit of the Earth. I really loved seeing that. That seemed like a really lovely energy for grounding, okay? Like there's the memes of like nature is healing, and like it's true, like nature is trying to heal. And the more that we can tune into the Empress energy that actually came through with the last reading, right? Because there is a lot of this, there's a lot of conflict and wanting to, you know, assert ourselves, power, control, like all of this energy, right? And how can we tune into the divine feminine, the Venus energy, Mother Nature, when those toxic shadow masculine energies are trying to manipulate you into being consumed by fear? Okay, just really important messages that came through. But again, the biggest to me is that the devil with understanding the nature of appearances, and the moth signifying mystery, concealment, and illusions. All right, they're illusions, Michael. Okay, so let's see what we got going on though for the collective. I'm very excited to understand a little bit more. Oh, before we do that, sorry, I forgot. Okay, so first new moon of 2025, right? This is a unique and innovative lunar cycle, okay? And so it's the perfect time for you to take a step back and consider the big picture while you are building a stronger network, all right? And so again, like all this stuff of feeling like power being taken away, it's not asking you to coil in fear. It's asking you to concentrate on your community, building your community. How strong is your community? All of these energies is like going back into community, okay? It's not about taking your power away. It's about recognizing and seeing your power in new ways, all right? And remember that you can't reach your destination alone. And so that's like, for me, for instance, I'm a Pisces, like I am an introvert. And so this growth can be difficult for people like me who are introverts, right? But the more that we can tune into that and recognize where we do have our strengths in our community, our friends, our family, the easier it's going to be. Also a reminder, this is also the year of the wood snake, okay? And so if you want to know some Chinese lunar, Eastern astrology, check out Donna Selhorn. Love her channel. There's also some amazing YouTube creators that will give you the details of the Lunar New Year, year of the wood snake, all right, Earth, going back to that Earth energy. And so what astrology.com says is, as we glide into the Lunar New Year, now is the ideal time to trust your intuition and maintain an optimistic outlook to navigate any setbacks. Remember, a negative attitude can block your path to success, so embrace positivity. Now, that's another thing. A lot of people, you know, online are saying, you know, joy is a form of resistance, okay? How important that is, being completely engaged in your community. If, you know, that power energy strikes, if you will, right? Joy is a form of resistance. The shadow wants you to pay attention to it, right? The shadow wants to have control. And so the more that you can tune into yourself, and remember, intuition, your shadow can be the murkiness, if you will, of your intuition. It can use fear to make you think that that's your intuition, all right? And so again, shadow work, shadow work, shadow work. Now I'm seeing more and more too, like a year or two ago when I was, excuse me, like first in the midst of like starting this channel and like the importance of shadow work. And now I'm understanding more, like it takes time, right, to like build up to that. And so for those of you who did rise to the challenge back then with your shadow work, I hope that you feel a little bit more empowered, right? And that you can, you know, discuss this with other people in your community if they're feeling anxious or scared. So yeah, there's a lot of liberation when we can be the master of our emotions, when we can let our shadow know we are safe. All right. So much related to Saturn too. Saturn challenges, right? Where we build our strength. So please just tune into yourself, tune into your community, and let's see what we got going on. The biggest thing to me though, the illusions, the concealment. We do not know everything. Okay. That's a very important message I hope everybody hears. Wow. Yeah, big decisions too for everybody. Oh, that's amazing to see. Well, I love seeing Lady Justice right away. Ah. Amazing. Okay. What a great energy to have. A lot, though, to deal with transformation, Saturn and Pisces. What has Saturn and Pisces taught you? Think about all the energy since Saturn went into Pisces, what you've been working on, the growth that you have, that growth you can recognize within yourself, within your community, within the world. Okay, as much as we see setbacks, how can we see how far we've come as well? All right, overall energy for the new moon in Aquarius: justice, Libra, balance. All right, and so again, this is something too that people really need to recognize with readings and astrology and intuitives is there's no like, this is the energy coming in, whether or not we see this like at the very instance of this new moon, that it all depends on our collective energy together, right? Seeing things with clarity. This is what's so amazing because of seeing that moth with mystery, concealment. What was the other? Illusions. We as a collective, we recognize the light and the shadow for what it is. We're seeing things clearly. We want the truth. We want justice, right? That's the kind of energy that's coming through in the collective, and that's such an amazing thing to see. But Knight of Coins, all right, being completely engaged. This is something actually too that came up, and I forgot to write it down, but it came up just as an intuitive thing that popped up. But are you feeling like revved up or burnt out? Okay, because that's a really important message. If you're feeling burnt out and you're spending too much time online, you are working against our collective energy to raise that vibration, all right? So much of this is like unplugging, charging up, revving up, and lifting up that vibration. And again, your community, okay? Because the Knights are people. And so if there's somebody in your life or a group, a collective, where you feel that charge up, you feel like that motivation and getting things done. This could welcome in some opportunities where you can tap into that more, all right? And then see that as a sign, like that's the path you're supposed to be on. Now, we all have the right amount of the 9 of Coins. This is Venus in Virgo, okay? And so the 9 of Coins in the collective is us personally recognizing the beauty in this world, recognizing how important it is for all of us to show up. Virgo is a sign of service, okay? And so there is this mentality of, this is somebody who like beautifies their surroundings, recognizes the good, kind of makes sure that everything's in its right place. It's also an increase of wealth, but it's enjoying the comforts of home. And so really this is saying like, make sure that you're not so connected to the online community, obviously checking in, but don't let it create burnout, fear in all of those energies, right? What we need less of, the High Priestess. So this is the moon energy. Now, this is what I'm thinking is because of that shadow energy, because of collective shadow energy, personal shadow energy, our intuition is probably a little murky right now, all right? And so as much as we need to trust our intuition, this is telling me that a lot of our collective intuition is being deceived in a sense because we don't know everything. Again, mystery, concealment, illusion. I'm just getting this sense of what we're feeling urges to do might not be what we actually need to do, okay? All right, now what we can change. This is amazing. 6 of Wands. What we can change is showing up, all right? What we can change is shining our light. And that's something that's very important right now. This is Jupiter in Leo, all right? So expansion with that ego energy, even if you're feeling scared and anxious, like how can you still stand in your truth and still stand in your own energy and radiate your light as you can, all right? Because the light shines the brightest in the darkness is a big message that's coming through right now. And we really need to collectively change how we see ourselves, empowering ourselves right now and empowering ourselves in our actions, okay? This is amazing. What we need to accept the wheel, all right? This can be hard when we are stuck in the murkiness of everyday events. If we can recognize the patterns, the changes that this Aquarius new moon, again, year of the wood snake coming in. If we can recognize, along with the mysteries and the concealment, that if we can work with these energies, if we can work with our communities, all of this stuff, like Jupiter actually too is going direct in Gemini very, very soon. So that's another thing, that expansion, again, direct. And so you want to be expanding what you want to see, not what you don't want to see, okay? And then what we can expect out of this, the Ace of Wands, I really do get all of us getting a sense of revitalization from events in the coming weeks, new opportunities, just that spark of inspiration, creativity, and drive. And so even if fear can drive you to be very productive, very creative, right? Very ambitious. And so I do just get that no matter what, like taking this power, this passion into our own hands, individually, collectively, there's just a big sense of rebalancing that's coming in, okay? I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Even if you're feeling anxious and fearful from time to time, remember that shadow work is going to be your friend, okay? It is your friend. And I still think in my link tree that shadow work journal is in there. So please, please, please do check it out. Actually, before we do this, let's see what past life energy is affecting us, because I think that's going to be a big part of all of this. Okay. Shadow energy from the past. What energy collectively? Oh, well, that makes sense. Okay. Past life energy affecting the collective, wars and battles. All right. And so again, if you believe in reincarnation, you believe you've been here more than once, you recognize how this energy can trigger past life shadow energy. All right. And this is another thing that's interesting, is because we have a very old paradigm understanding of what this means. All right. And so this is a thing that as far as like wars and battles and how we show up, is the power in what we choose in a capitalist society, what we choose to buy, what we choose to spend our money on, what we choose, you know what I mean? Like those are ways that are considered fighting back that we don't necessarily talk about as much as we should, okay? Like there's power in how we use our dollar. And so this is where I'm seeing, like, again, the anxious, the fear, and transitioning that into empowerment, and not seeing the old understanding of what this is, because we're so ingrained in this past life energy of what that means, that how can we spin that and turn it into something new, something that doesn't hurt individuals in the same manner, okay? Very important message there. Okay, now let's get this energy from, this is, I already forgot the name of this deck. I think it's the Green Witch Tarot. All right, new deck, very excited for it. All right, what can we get from the Green Witch Tarot's advice for this? Oh, perfect. Okay, it is a new moon, so this makes perfect sense. So intend, all right? And again, wood, snake, earth energy. So planting, setting intentions, optimism, and tend, maintenance, encouragement, guidance, all right? And so we really have to ask ourselves, what are the intentions? Are we focusing on our intentions, or are we too engulfed in fear to even focus on that? Because we have to recognize how much power there is in our light, okay? All right, empowering question here. What empowering question can help the collective with this new moon in Aquarius? All right, new moon in Aquarius. Way too many cards. New moon in Aquarius. You know, interesting too, because look at, like, there's this knight, if you will, like it looks like he just got back from battle, but like this battle doesn't look like something that was related to this, if that makes sense, okay? And again, like clarity, seeing how we ourselves as individuals, as the collective, can bring things back into balance with our individual actions, our individual choices, our individual intention setting. All right, our empowering questions are, oh, this is amazing because of that devil energy. If I didn't feel shame or fear, what would I do now? And what is it that fascinates me so much that the thought or feeling of it won't leave me alone? How do I put this feeling into action right now? That's what I feel like a fire is going to be lit under a lot of us, where we are just going to begin to create, express, right? And live more freely. What would you do though if you didn't feel shame or fear? All right. That is a very important message, being completely engaged. Okay, so let's see what archetypal energy is affecting the collective for this new moon in Aquarius. Also, too, we just had that nodal shift into Pisces. Whoa, hard work and compassion is so important at this time. And I think that's something that sometimes that can be hard, right? To have compassion for people that we see divisive, if you will, right? Okay, mystic. Light attribute revels in intimate union with the divine. Shadow attribute, delusional rapport with the divine. Now, this is something I've been seeing on social media, and this is something I've addressed before, but people, getting very upset with people who have predicted very specific things to happen at very specific times. And while I recognize, like, yeah, there is a reason to feel like we're like betrayed in a sense or something, but recognizing that it's our own personal choice on what we choose to tune into. All right, I'm going back to that because like that collective energy of like air communication, social media, like we really need to attune to recognizing like if we're putting our faith and trust into individuals, we're not getting the message. Like we're putting our faith and trust back into ourselves. And the more that we individually do this, that's when the collective vibration rises. Okay. So just like I said, I think it's that high priestess is connected to this, obviously, very specifically. All right. And so again, not tuning in so much into that, but just recognizing the power within yourself right now. Okay. Now we're going to get some crystal energy, and then we're going to dive into the sign by sign. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we're going to need all these. All right. This is lovely. Rose Court, forgiveness. I think there are going to be some chances to really tune into Rose Court, love, compassion, and forgiveness. Again, what did I say about Pisces North Node? Like that is the dreamer, the empathetic, limitless love. And we do need boundaries though. Don't forget that. Like that is the shadow energy of Pisces. We can be too giving. We absorb other people's energy. And so those boundaries are super important. Angelite, peace. Oh, and rhodochrosite. Oh my God, I never say this right. Rhodochrosite, self-love. So yeah, a lot of this is about us individually tuning into ourselves, okay? And then loving yourself fully, expressing yourself fully, and tuning into your community and being completely engaged with the people who see you for who you are and radiate your light, okay? All right, I hope you're enjoying this. This is a really positive message. Like, I wasn't sure what was going to happen with this, so I'm glad to see that it is a very benevolent one. If we can recognize, understanding the nature of appearances, the cycles that are going on, mystery, concealment, and illusion, and the fear and the victim archetype, and how we can empower ourselves to not be victims, okay? All right, Aries. Four of Cups. You, with your fire, with your power, your leadership, taking charge, this is not a time to get into that cynicism. That is the collective shadow pulling you down. All right, Aries, recognize where your power is, and enough with you're missing the opportunity that's here for a major, major shift. All right. And so don't miss an opportunity because you're engulfed in the collective shadows manipulation. All right. All right, Taurus, what do we got for Taurus? Oh, Taurus, I'm going to let you have all three of these because wow, the Magician, Eight of Wands, Queen of Wands. This is a time for empowerment. So Taurus, if you're not feeling empowered, now is the time to start moving. All right, setting those intentions. Remember, this is Mercury. So like your thoughts, your communication, your intentions are so very important right now. And I hope you're feeling like really charged up because there's a lot coming in. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. When you feel empowered, you empower others. So never forget that, Taurus. This is a time for major growth, major love. And that wood snake energy should be very beneficial for you, okay? All right, Geminis. What do Geminis need to hear? Of course, you get two Geminis. King of Swords, Ace of Swords. Geminis, be very mindful with your words, all right? There's a pro and a con to having this sword in your hand, okay? Geminis, duality, twins. That's one thing, too, with that Nine of Swords. Don't fear the unknown. There's a light and a shadow. We can always look at any situation, okay? be careful with your words. See how you can transform, if there's any shadow communication, transforming that, like this metamorphosis and the recognition of power and what does power mean and the power in our words. That's going to be a very important message for you. And again, like determination to use your power of communication. That's something that's actually very interesting. So far, we've had very important messages of our own individual powers and our signs and our superpowers within how we utilize that energy, right? Like, you know, being bold and not letting cynicism get to you, and Taurus and that grounded, take charge. Yeah, and look at, like, everybody's taking something in their hand. This is amazing. Okay, Cancers. Four stars. Cancers, you need to make sure that you take time for rest when you need to rest. All right, you can't be everything for everyone. And this is that burnout energy where it's like with these swords here with communication. Make sure you're not spending too much time online. If you're feeling burnt out, remember, you are water. You absorb. Do not absorb all that negative energy, please. Okay? Take time to get back to yourself. Water signs especially, I think this is going to be really important for us not to lose ourselves in taking care of other people. All right. Leos, Queen of Swords. Another take charge. This is very fascinating, Leos. Just make sure when it comes to decisions that you seek your own counsel. Like there's something here where I could get a lot of people trying to influence you in how you're thinking, how you're speaking, what decisions you're making. The sword is in your hand. Also recognize the hawk and the butterfly, just like Gemini's did, that this is strong in metamorphosis in the way that you choose to feel empowered with your words, with your thoughts, with your intentions. And there might be some change that comes with that, okay? And Virgos, Four of Wands and Temperance. Virgos, you get this message so much. When it comes to your relationships and the joy and happiness and celebration, it's recognizing the balance between your energy of Virgo and your polar natal Pisces. Now remember, the North Node is in Pisces, the South Node is in Virgo. This is really telling me that the road to the sun is by embracing more of that polar Pisces energy that's moving you forward, all right? If you're feeling that Pisces energy and you're feeling like some anxiousness, it's like, this is saying like, this is about your spiritual growth. This is about embracing that energy and having one foot on the ground and one foot in your dreams, really, and flowing freely. But it's really gonna be really healing with your relationships. All right. Libras feeling a little tired, but feeling determined. This is wonderful energy, especially because we see justice there. So your energy is super activated with this Aquarius energy, fellow air sign. You have the strength in reserves, all right? So feel your confidence, feel your power, and hang into that and know that you're building your strength in so many ways. All right, Scorpios, what do we got for Scorpios here? Nice, Scorpios. Page of Cups, Six of Pentacles. Scorpios, this is really saying that there could be a gift coming in that really allows you to explore that inner child, like emotional fulfillment. All right, there's something with an opportunity. I see this opportunity coming because this is like a benefactor kind of energy. Or this could be you, that like you feel like emotionally fulfilled by being the benefactor. But whatever this is, it's about the recognition of karma, give and take, and emotional fulfillment. But your inner child, I'm getting a sense of excitement. And so if there is an opportunity that comes in for you to more explore the things that make you emotionally fulfilled, really pay attention to that, because I think it's a great opportunity. Okay, Sagittarius. Wow, Sagittarius. All right, talk about fired up. Sagittarius, Knight of Wands, Ten of Cups. I hope you're not feeling burnout, because Knight of Wands is like nothing ventured, nothing gained, and it's taking you to the Ten of Cups, okay? And so if you aren't feeling charged up and ready to go to pursue whatever it is your heart desires, do not sleep on that, all right? And again, if you're spending too much time engulfed in the collective energy, tune out, because taking charge, going after what you want is unlocking the Ten of Cups for you. That's amazing. I'm so excited. Okay, Capricorns. What do Capricorns need to hear for the new moon in Aquarius? All right, Capricorns. New moon in Aquarius. Capricorns. All right, the lovers. Gemini energy, your relationships, understanding again the contrast and the differences in relationships and how they benefit you. A lot of spiritual healing when it comes to your relationships. So also very important, your relationship with yourself is the most important relationship, because that determines how you interact with your other relationships. All right. And so you clearly got relationships on your mind, but I do see a lot of spiritual healing with that. Okay, Aquarius, your new moon. What kind of energy we got for you, Aquarius? Aquarius new moon. Aquarius, look at you pop out. King of Cups. I love this because as chaotic as things are, and I've been seeing this a lot online, Aquarius, you're vibing. You're feeling kind of grounded in all of this torrential waters, okay? So this clearly is that North Node in Pisces. But when it comes to emotional stability and balance, like, you are focused on the future, and you're not being deterred by all of the chaos and the collective. And so hold on to that. Hold on to pursuing your dreams. Hold on to being grounded, you know, this concrete grounded in this torrential water. And stay focused on the future. We need your innovation. We need your creativity. We need that spark of confidence right now, and the emotional groundedness that you're really holding on to. I'm really excited about that. All right, last but not least, Pisces. All right, Pisces, 7 of Pentacles with the High Priestess. High Priestess ruled by the moon, moon ruled by you, seen below the surface. Like I said, there's something here with 7 of Pentacles where there's some dissatisfaction with something growing. But what this is telling me is that we don't have the full picture, and that it might take some investigation if we choose to. However, too, like, I almost feel like this is telling you to just tune into your intuition, honing your intuition, doing that shadow work, but recognizing, again, understanding the illusions, concealment, all that stuff, that instead of feeling the dissatisfaction, how can you see how much you've grown? Okay, because this can be a card, is it worth the squeeze? But you're only going to recognize that when you realize that there's more below the surface, that maybe this isn't getting the right sunlight and we need to put it in a different window. Maybe the temperature's off. You know what I mean? Like, there's something here where taking control into your own hands of recognizing what you can do to change that situation, okay? And one final one for the collective. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. Again, please hit that like button, subscribe, comment. Ace of Pentacles, 3 of Cups. Like I said, I hope everybody can recognize this is about building our communities. This is about celebrating the new that is coming in. And we got to gut out the old, in a sense, right? But when we can look at all of the differences, right? Recognizing and appreciating everybody for who you are, okay? You are amazing and perfect just the way you are. All right, everybody. So again, thank you so much for joining me. As always, shine your inner light. We've got this.